Welcome to the Goaliesmith breakdown of the complete warm-up. Starting off with hand-eye coordination, there's two drills that we like to do. The first one is partner ball toss. You're going to face your partner in your stance, throw the ball with your right hand, catch it with your left, and place it back into your right hand to get a loop going. The purpose of this is simple. Get your eyes locked in on the ball and get yourself focused on one thing only. You can turn it into a competition, or you can make it harder by adding a third ball. You'll notice here the goalies add a third ball. One goalie starts with two and the other one starts with one. Same idea. The next drill that we do is partner ball drops. One partner is going to hold both balls at the other partner's shoulder height. They're going to drop one ball at a time, and the partner who is crouched down in their stance is going to try to catch that ball with the same side hand. As you catch the balls, make sure you go lower and make it harder on the goalie who's working. And finally, before we hop in the cage, we're going to get into partner stepping. Partners are going to face each other in their stance about 6 yards apart and throw two balls to each spot. Stick side high, off stick high, stick side hip, off stick hip, stick side low, and off stick side low. After you get through all 6 spots, you can go random. The key thing to focus on is getting your lead foot outside the path of the ball. Watch here as the goalie steps to an off stick shot and gets his left foot outside the path of the ball. We're looking for very explosive steps, so when you get in the cage, your legs are firing and ready to go. We're going to start in the cage with outside shots. We'll set up piles of balls side left and side right GLE, and the two goalies who are not in are going to feed the shooters up top. For the guys, the shooters are going to be about 15 yards, and for the ladies at about 12. We're looking to step back further than we normally would, but put a little more speed on the ball. If you give your goalie really soft shots, you're not preparing them to play in a game. So make sure that you back up and put a little bit of heat on the ball so you can get them used to a game-like situation. When it comes to high shots, the only thing you're looking for your goalie to do is step aggressively and get their body behind the ball. There's 3 things that limit them from doing this. Number 1 is a stance where their back is straight up and down. If that's the case, tell them to tilt their butt up and back. The second is when their feet are too close together, it's hard to explode to the ball. Have them widen their base. And the third is as you wind up, you'll see their knees shrink in, which locks their legs in place. Tell them to hold their stance, hold their ground, and then attack the ball. As we get down to the hips, it's the same idea. You're looking for them to get their body behind the ball. The only difference is now that their hands could be the only thing getting in their way. A lot of goalies tend to get handcuffed on the off-hip side. If that's the case, take a look at their stance. There's a couple things they could be doing. Number 1, punching their bottom hand out too far. Number 2, punching their top hand out too far. You're also going to see goalies who hold their stick too high, hold their stick too low, or most commonly, hold their stick off to the stick side and their bottom arm is completely straight. When goalies do this, you'll notice that they really get handcuffed because of that bottom arm. Have them loosen up the bottom arm so that they have nothing blocking them from getting there smoothly to that off-stick hip shot. After your goalies have seen high shots and hip shots, you're going to work your way to feet shots and bouncers. The key here is telling your goalie to drive their head to the ball. If your goalie leaves their head up, they can only reach so far and they can't bring their body with them. So make sure that they're driving their head to the ball. And finally, after you're done high shots, hips, and lows, make sure you give them some heat, put the ball all over, change it up, mix it up, and really challenge them with the speed of the shot. The final part of the warm-up is inside shots. This is a drill we call 4 corners. What you're doing here is you're telling the goalie where you're going to shoot the ball. They're working on their ability to go early to the shot. So they want to know where it's going so they can work on their timing. This is very uncomfortable for a lot of goalies, so make sure you force them to go early. Start off stick side high, then off stick side low, and then stick side high. And when you're done, again, just like outside shots, mix it up and give them shots all over the place. Again, the key, go early. This comes from a principle that we call read 'em and beat 'em. You can make a lot more one-on-one saves if you get good at reading the shooter's body language, specifically their shoulders, and going early to the shot. It's too close of range of a shot for you to wait for that ball to come out. Some things you're going to notice your goalie's doing. Number 1, quite simply enough, they're not going early. Force them to go early. And number 2, you'll see a lot of goalies just throwing their stick at the ball. Make sure they get their body with them to give themselves room for error in case they don't read the shooter completely correctly.